Settings are a little different. Hi, good evening, and welcome to the Power of Now, Inside, Outside on Wellness Wednesday. I'm Coach Mitchell.
And I'm Coach Darren.
And together we are MD Coaching and Consulting. Take it away, Coach.
Yeah, just one quick thing. You've heard us mention MD Coaching and Consulting. Just want to remind everybody what that is. Mitchell and myself, we are partners and we provide consulting services to people in the healthcare industry, particularly physicians. Mitchell handles, I'll let you do your plug.
Yes.
Handles,
I handle the provider relationships, the contract negotiations, the rate schedules, partnering and connecting our providers to payers that will help them, one, increase their fees, two, enhance the patient experience, and three, hopefully result in some shared savings, which is incentives.
Mm-hmm. And me, when we started out, I was responsible for doing the back end data analytics. I'm saying I shift that to now my role is a health and wellness coach to assist physicians with their patients to help them become healthier and to follow through on what the doctor orders may be. All right, we just wanted to mention that.
And just one other note, I also coach physicians on how to negotiate with the payers and what the value that they bring to the table so that they're not taken advantage of by those who understand the complexities of healthcare, because providers are providers, they're clinicians, they're here to take care of our health, and a lot of them are not versed in business. So that's what I do.
Okay, so we just wanted to put that out there just for clarification, because you hear us mention it, many times on our Power of Now session and on our Wellness Wednesday.
Yes.
But here we go. Tonight, our topic is going to be mainly dehydration. Now we know from a personal perspective, dehydration is not good. But when you dehydrate your food, there are benefits.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Physically, we're not talking about dehydration.
Correct.
We're talking about dehydration of your foods to offer another level of benefit to your health and wellness journey.
Yes. So before we get into tonight's topic, we want to just kind of connect some of the things we spoke about in the previous session. Mm-hmm. Before we get to that, I just want to share this real quick. Right? Some of you might remember, a few weeks ago, I had taken a piece of celery and stuck in a little bit of water. And this was maybe about 3 weeks ago. And this is where it is now. So it has plenty of roots, which you can see here.
Amazing.
So this is ready to probably go into some soil.
Can you show them where it grew from? Because you have almost a foot of new growth.
Yes. This was the part down here that looks like it's dying, it's browning. That was the original part that I stuck in water. And at the time, it had no roots. So after being in water, it basically got some roots. It started growing this here. And the roots is a good indication that it's time to go in soil for it to get additional nutrients.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And if you were with us last week, I gave you a demonstration on how to grow your own microgreens in as little as 1 week. And last week, I planted a little hydroponic garden of microgreens from seed. And as you can see, they're ready to harvest. I did this on July 9th. If you can see that that was the date. I marked the date. And I have a full bed of microgreens to do a number of things. I can take part of this, a third of this can go into a salad, a third of this can go into my smoothie, my green smoothie, or if you're so inclined, if you're like me, I love the texture and taste of greens. You just pull a little handful out, and you can eat it right from your hydroponic garden, and they're so good. They're so fresh. The flavor is so intense. If you like the flavor of turnip greens, radishes, broccoli, absolutely amazing. But anyway, the point is, it doesn't take much. You can do it for less than $3 because the container itself was $1.25 from Dollar Tree. The seeds, I probably got over 5,000 to 10,000 seeds from Amazon. So I'm going to get, I don't even know how many actual growths out of those 5,000 seeds. So nominal, it's nominal.
And the thing
in
you want
cost.
to, yes.
I'm sorry.
And the thing you want to take away from this is the cost value, the nutritional content of microgreens, because they are more nutritious than their mature counterparts. So you get
how many actual growths out of. Go ahead.
you get the bang for your buck, as they say. So you really might want to consider them, because again, you can use them in salads, your smoothies, your soups, pretty much anything. All right, so we're bringing it up to speed, and now tonight we want to talk about dehydration. Now,
And before we move on, I just want to say hello to Vet, my cousin who joined us tonight. So thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome. We hope you enjoyed tonight's session.
So I just want to say we recently got into the dehydration from a health and wellness perspective, and we got into it actually by falling upon or coming across a really good deal on an air fryer, which we found in Costco this past weekend.
Absolutely.
Now, we accidentally came upon this, and it was only $40. So anybody, if you got a Costco membership, you might want to check them out if you don't have an air fryer.
Ooh, can I tell them how we stumbled upon the air fryer? Listen, I am the shopaholic. I go into a store without a shopping list, and I just go from aisle to aisle because it brings me pleasure, to shop. Darren, I have a list. I'm going to go into the store. I'm going to execute. I'm going to check off my shopping list. Silos on. I'm getting only what's on the shopping list. We're walking through Costco, and Darren says, "Oh, wait a minute. Does that say $39 for an air fryer?" Now, I'm minding my business because on this particular shopping trip, I'm trying to stick to the shopping list. And he throws us off script. And I'm so glad he did, because we scored a magnificent bargain at Costco, and we got an air fryer for $39. $39. I was so impressed.
And we've tried it several times. And again, those from a health and wellness perspective, an air fryer offers you benefits because you're cooking without oil.
Absolutely.
You're not frying your foods. And pretty much, depending on where you are or your desire of your health and wellness, there is a stage where you don't cook with oils because there are, especially the type of oils. So if you can eliminate them, then it's a good thing. And we have found we cook several things. We
made several meals.
Yeah. And then decided just yesterday to say, let me try this dehydration. And actually, we've done 2 or 3 dehydrations. So we're going to talk tonight about the benefits, the health benefits of using a dehydrator for your food.
Right, because a lot of times with an air fryer or a dehydrator, I own a confectionery business, and my daughter-in-law owns a cookie business, and we use the dehydrator for fruits in our desserts, but we had never thought about using the dehydrator as adding an additional level of healthy eating to our eating habits.
Yes.
So I think that upon this discovery and having used it a couple of times since we've had it, maybe a week, and The flavor?
Actually, 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah,
Three? Oh, that's right. It's only Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know what? Hands down, if you are near a Costco, if you have a Costco membership, I would recommend running out to Costco and grabbing you an air fryer. Hi, Stacy. Thank you for joining us tonight.
And if you already have an air fryer, then you're good. Now, you don't just need you don't need an air fryer, or let's say air fryer, hair dryer, air fryer. And am I still on the screen? Because I'm.
You're going in and out.
Okay.
I think we both are. I think it's the connectivity, but we're still here. Stay with us. Yes.
You can use, again, your air fryer. You can use a special piece of equipment called a dehydrator, or you can use your oven. Mm-hmm. As long as you get to the objective destination, which is dehydrated food. So
exactly.
Tonight, you want to go, what we're going to talk about, you want to cover the things that we've dehydrated so far.
Oh, wow. We have dehydrated pineapple rind.
Yes.
We have dehydrated orange peel. We have dehydrated.
Yeah, actually.
What else? You ground that up.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we have taken a fascination with, if you've been journeying with us long enough, you know that I have a fascination with pineapple. Okay. So the pineapple peel, the rind, if you will, we were actually boiling and making tea. And then after you've boiled it and you've boiled all of the flavor out, you discard it, right? Well, with the dehydrator, now we can make powdered pineapple rinds to make tea. If we want tea, we can add this to our smoothies. I mean, and the nutritional value in the pineapple rind. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah.
Let them know what that is.
What we've all probably been conditioned where you're throwing out the skin from most of your fruit, but all the skin contains additional vitamins and minerals that actually are not part of the flesh of the fruit. So we tend to throw it away when in reality, you're throwing away additional nutrients that could be helpful to you. The other thing is, for us, it's also trying to achieve what is known as zero waste in your kitchen. And this is just a way of utilizing all of the product, all of the food. So when you're looking at dehydration, like I said, Coach Mitchell just said, you can add it to your salad, you can add it to your smoothies, you can add it to your soup. Baked goods is another way of using it. And here's something that's really interesting. The dehydrated product contains all of the same nutritional value that it did prior to dehydration. Mm-hmm. So all of the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients are still there.
You take nothing away from it.
Right, except the water.
Yes.
Now, that's good and it's bad. Mm-hmm. Now, it's good because you get a more concentrated piece of food. Mm-hmm. It's smaller, your nutrients and everything are more concentrated in a small piece. Mm-hmm. But because it's smaller, one of the drawbacks is you might be likely to eat more because now you're just getting the fruit. You're not consuming any water. So you may eat more, which could lead to weight gain depending on what it is that you're consuming. Well, pretty much anything you're consuming, if you overeat, you're going to have weight gain. You also, like I said, because you're getting something like, it's like your nutrients, everything are packed into a small piece. Mm-hmm. So that makes it good. But also when we dehydrate, because we're taking out the water, that reduces our daily water consumption. So you want to make sure that you're still consuming water outside of the food that you consume.
Right.
And we pretty much know, if you're eating a nutritious, nutritious food, you're getting good water consumption from fruits and vegetables because most fruits and vegetables are predominantly water. So if you remove that, you're reducing that. So you want to compensate by actually drinking water. So, The other thing, like I said, it saves money. It reduces food waste, which are both good. And the dehydration also, is believed that it actually helps to reduce certain risk of cancer.
Mhm.
Now, how is that possible? Well, according to the science and the research, it says the dehydration activates certain chemicals in the food that aren't normally, they're dormant under normal conditions. So they activate them. And this again helps to prevent, things like cancer
Cancer.
of
Mhm.
the pancreas, cancer of the stomach, the bladder. So again, another health benefit there. It improves digestion. So again, by eating dehydrated foods, it also increases your energy because again, your nutrients and even the sugars are condensed in a smaller piece. And here's something else that is helpful. It also decreases the chance of foodborne illnesses because you're removing the moisture. And things like bacteria, yeast, those things need moisture, all right, to grow.
Mhm.
Well, you're removing that, and therefore you also get longer shelf life over
Right.
over your food.
Right. Stacy, I'm not sure if you're asking what is the best fruit to eat for water, and the grind is a host of nutrients, or if your auto spell changed the word to watermelon is the best fruit to eat for water, and the rind is a host of nutrients.
Yes.
If that's what you intended to say, let me know.
Mhm.
Give me a thumbs up because we have a special treat in store for you if that's the case.
Yes. As Coach Mitchell just said, yeah, watermelon is probably one of the best fruits for eating because it is, again, like 90% water. So that's a plus. And we pretty much know it is, delicious. And then the rind has other benefits, which we will talk about.
Yes, Stacy said yes. That's exactly what she was trying to say.
Mhm.
But of course, auto populate and they wanted to auto correct her. It is tonight's dehydration demonstration is with watermelon and its rind. So stay tuned.
Yes. Uh, the dehydration can drug factors that can impact certain vitamins that are subjected to the heat, and things like vitamin A and vitamin C,
Mhm.
and certain B vitamins can also be reduced when you dehydrate. So again, if you are deficient in any of those, you want to compensate.
The connection is going up and down. But
So take take away. Don't throw your skins away, or your rye, any of that, because they can be used in other ways. Again, for those who have a garden, you pretty much know these things can be used as part of your composting.
before you go on, I just want you to give a really quick high-level recap of the vitamins and nutrient benefits to dehydrating your foods because the connection was going in and out, so
Okay.
you were breaking up.
Like I said,
Thank you, Ben.
pretty much that again, all of the nutritional value is retained, and you want to remember that the rind or the skin has additional nutrients, in addition to what's in the flesh of the fruit. And here's a strange, I know how nature is designed. The reason for that is the fruits, the colors, all those things are a way of the fruit protecting itself from the pest. So it creates things that are nutritious to us, but it helps the fruit to defend itself.
Mhm.
So don't throw your skins away. Now, again, you want to remember to wash your fruits and vegetables before doing this, because if you're buying organic, you're good. I would still do it whether it's organic or not, but just wash your fruits, all of your produce, in some baking soda You know, you can do baking soda and vinegar, but baking soda by itself will work perfectly. And again, just let them soak, rinse them off, and it gets off most of the herbicides and pesticides, and contrary to popular belief, if there's a choice between do I eat fruit that is non-organic versus not eating fruit and vegetables at all, eat the fruit and vegetables. The health benefits will, counteract any, pesticides or herbicides. So you definitely get your fruits and vegetables in.
Yep.
All right. So you're gonna walk away with. Oh, I think she was asking me to repeat this part. Forgive me if this is not the part that you missed when we, went offline. But you got to be mindful that vitamins A and C and certain B vitamins can be diminished through dehydration. So, but you're gonna walk away with, you get antioxidants, you get your minerals, your vitamins,
Fiber.
You're still low in calories because fruits and vegetables are low in calories. And then you're gonna get up your potassium and your zinc, your chlorophyll. You get all the stuff that you don't normally hear about when you incorporate the rinds and the skin.
Exactly. So with that, we're going to jump into tonight's demonstration. Now, it's so ironic that in Costco this past weekend, we stumbled upon some some dried watermelon, soft and chewy fruit. And it's natural watermelon, and it is dehydrated. It's dry, and it has been dehydrated and harvested from a watermelon that is seeded. I don't know if you can see this, but it has the actual seeds in it, which is a good thing, and that's why we bought it. Although it did have some added sugar, we wanted to try it because it was an organic fruit, and the sugar was cane sugar. So we were like, okay, let's give it a try. There was another couple in the store curious as to how it may taste. Now, mind you, I have not tasted this as of yet, because after we brought the air fryer home and discovered that we could dehydrate our own fruit, we decided we were going to, I'm sorry, I got to stop frame just to grab tonight's demo. We decided that we were going to dehydrate our own watermelon because you get to control what you add to it. And we decided that we're just going to dehydrate it as it is. We're not going to add anything. If it needs to be sweetened after it's dehydrated, I would suggest a drizzle of honey. But otherwise, we will not be adding any additional ingredients. The store-bought dried watermelon slices have actually 8 grams of added sugar. Even though it's cane sugar, it's sugar nonetheless. So watermelon, by definition, if it's a good watermelon, it's really sweet. It has a high sugar content. And as you dry it, it's just going to become more concentrated. So I'm going to show you how to prep this. You're just going to, I'm going to point my camera down to my watermelon. Unwrap it. Now, I've already prepped this watermelon. I have washed it. If you can turn your camera around, they can see my face as well as the demo. Yeah. So I have washed it already. All you have to do is just cut along the rind, the outside of the melon. Hope you can see that. You just cut alongside, and the rinds are good for boiling to make tea. Yes, I know, believe it or not, this is what we always discard, right? Not only are they good for making tea, you can also use this because this has no sweetness to it at all. You can utilize this in your stir fry, just cube it up. You can stir fry with this. Or if you come from, a family like I did, where your grandmother and your parents, your mother and your aunt, they used to make herbs. They would make jams out of the watermelon rind. So you can use this rind for a host of different things. Darren, if you can take this out of the way. Now, we're talking about dehydrating your watermelon rind. After you cut it up, it's going to look like this, and you want your pieces to be maybe 2 inches in width and maybe 4 to 6 inches in length, because as you dehydrate your fruit, it's going to shrivel up. So it's going to be reduced significantly in size. So you want a pretty good chunk of watermelon. If you don't have a dehydrator, your baking sheet is fine, but just know that it's going to take at least 12 to 24 hours, depending on your fruit or your product. So for the watermelon rind, it's about 18 hours on 135 degrees in the oven. And you want to make sure it's on a wire rack and not touching the baking sheet, because you want the air to circulate underneath so that it really pulls the moisture out of the rind. And once this is done, what we're going to do with it, and I'm going to bring the camera back up to me. Once we are done with it, we are going to put that rind in the food processor and make a powder.
Yes.
And that powder is going to be added to our smoothies. It's going to be sprinkled on top of our salads. And who knows, we may even try to make a tea out of it.
Yeah, I'm just going to show them actually this. Coach Mitchell kind of show them and say, you showed the prepping, and you want to show them that's what it looks like.
And this is what it looks like when it comes out of the air dryer.
So this is not watermelon. These were orange skins. No.
I don't know if you can hear that, but these are the orange peels that we air dried that we'll be using.
Yep.
You hear that crunch? That's how our air fried chicken was the other night. Ooh, yum. But you hear that? It snaps right into, we're going to put this in the food processor, and we're going to make a powder. And this powder can be added to your teas. You can add a cinnamon stick, put it in a steeper, add a cinnamon stick, and you have your orange peacoat tea.
Yes. So yeah, you can get sophisticated. You can buy the tea bag wrappers to actually create your own tea bags, or you can buy a pot where you can just put the powder into the little strainer and then pour your boiling water over it. Or like I said, you could dump a couple spoonfuls, teaspoons, whatever, into your smoothie. And again, you're getting the added benefit of the nutrients without the added fullness of the food.
Absolutely. So
you also, like I said, anybody who ever wants to go hiking, long trips, when you dehydrate food, it reduces the packing. Like when they go on a space launch, those astronauts, most of those foods are dehydrated. How do you think, some of y'all might remember Tang? Tang was a dehydration.
Yes, it was.
And all you have to do, if you want, is just add water to the food and it comes back hydrated. Because we've cooked with dehydrated mushrooms, and basically you soak them and they end up coming back. So kind of a quick thing with the dehydration. So Coach Mitchell showed you what they look like when something comes out of dehydration. And then, she showed you the powder earlier. So that's the next stage after we run it through your high-powered blender or your food processor and just let it run until it just grinds it up. And then you have, again, another product, or use it in any one of those stages.
Absolutely.
The other benefit, and this is for, men in the audience, all right? Hear this out. Men in the audience, and feel free to look it up. Watermelon rind has the minerals and nutrients to replace Viagra. So again,
it increases your libido.
Yes, and it helps to increase, like with beets, it helps to increase your blood flow throughout your body, which is one of the reasons, for men who suffer from ERD, it's a lack of blood flow. So, watermelon rinds is just a natural way to help, again, your libido. So there's another benefit from it. And again, it reduces your food waste. Less food waste does what? It helps the environment. So you have a,
And it makes you healthier.
yes. And it's all the things that you already have. So it's not costing you anything. And again, uh, if you want to get an air fryer, go get one from Costco. If you don't have a membership, ask somebody that does. Say, grab me an air fryer. I think it's a great introduction to air frying, for, again, 39, 40 bucks. If not, use your oven. And you might want to start with, I'm thinking, like small, skins. You may not want to start with watermelon because, as Coach Mitchell just said, it takes 18 to 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. But like lemon rind,
Yes, which
orange peel.
may take you 8 hours at 135 degrees
In an oven.
in the oven, and even on the air fryer. The air fryer does the dehydration at 135.
But that's set it and forget it.
Yes,
And it doesn't heat up your house.
that's the other benefit, especially during the summer. For those who are being subjected to the heat wave, that's a big plus. So that's a good thing. And you can also increase the temperature on both the air fryer as well as the oven to reduce the time. But I think the slow dehydration approach is probably better. Mhm. And depending on your oven, air fryer, if it comes out after the time and it's still a little moist, just let it go a little bit longer. And then once it's done, throw it in your blender, crush it up, bag it or put it in your little containers, and you're ready to go.
Yep, absolutely. And you know your oven, so adjust the temperature accordingly. That we appreciate that you're going to refer and recommend your girlfriends who are struggling with health issues right now. And we will definitely incorporate some carcinogen preventing foods and blockers in our Inside Outside on Wellness Wednesdays, should they join, or even if they don't, for individuals who may be struggling and fighting that battle. So thank you. We really appreciate that.
Yes. And I just want to point, now that you mentioned that, it is important that there is a huge wave occurring. Now, if you are not part of it, that simply means you're just not plugged in. But there's a huge wave of health and wellness going back to natural approaches, even in the medical profession. I encourage people to try to find a naturopathic doctor or a functional doctor. These are, again, trained physicians. They just have a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are also people who realize that traditional medicine does not heal you. I can say that, matter of fact, it is not set up to heal you because they can't make any money with healthy patients. They have to keep you in this ongoing cycle. So if you want, and just ask yourself, if you've been given medication, how long have you been on that medication? When you go to a natural approach, it's now going on a deeper level, and it's now trying to go to the root cause and heal your body, which is the body's natural state.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of take that, and it's not just Coach Mitchell and myself. It is a huge wave occurring.
Yeah. Pretty much an awareness.
Yes.
That, traditional medicine was created to keep you in a perpetual state of being medicated because you're fighting one symptom against another and you're constantly chasing symptoms. But going back to what God created, where nothing in nature goes to waste. We are in nature, and we should not waste our bodies chasing a laboratory fabricated, contrived concoction that's really not going to heal us. But nature has a way of healing itself. We just have to take advantage of it.
Yes. It takes a little effort to learn.
It takes a lot of effort.
Because it's a reconditioning of the mind.
Yes.
So, but it's doable, and we're here, to help. We're bringing it to you. We're doing the research, we're learning, and we're sharing it with you. because we want to encourage everybody to work on getting healthier.
Yes, healthier. We're not saying drop what you're doing and go go at it hardcore. If you integrate a little bit at a time, your body is going to tell you what it wants.
Yes.
And the more healthier ingredients you introduce to your body, the more your body is going to crave what's best for it. So with that, Coach.
Yep. Are there any questions?
What was it that helped you get to the need of medication?
When people ask questions when they go to the doctor.
When
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. When I started I Am Well, one of the objectives was to get people to a point where they could have a conversation with their doctor. It wasn't to convince them to get off the medication,
Right.
but it was to give them the education. So at least when they went into the doctor's office, they could start asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing I heard a doctor say. If you ask your doctor questions and they get offended, get a new doctor. All right? A doctor should never be in a position where they're offended by you challenging them on their recommendations for your body.
That's right.
So a good doctor will either say they don't know, or they'll lead you to someone who does know. Because if they're there to help you get healthier, they should never be offended by you simply being concerned about your own health.
Absolutely. And I've gone to doctors where they've even been receptive to me bringing back my feedback on my personal findings with whatever method I chose to take outside of accepting a prescription. So,
Yep. Like I say, it just requires a little research, but there's plenty of information out there now, as opposed to, say, years ago about natural approaches. You also have to be mindful, that you may come across things that are not valid. So it's first of all, again, it's a change of mindset, a change of behavior. I could say, when that you were talking about your friends, if they're struggling with health, probably some of the basic things you could start off doing is you cut out the white sugar. That tends to create havoc in our bodies, which we don't really think about. And sugar tends to appear in everything.
yeah, and us Southern girls love some sweet tea.
Yeah, so you want to cut out the processed foods, that includes the sugar and the flour and so forth. If you can't cut it out first, at least minimize
it. Reduce your intake, your consumption.
Yeah, so again, invite people. We have a bunch of approaches to
and sugar substitute.
Yes,
Definitely.
Yes. Diet sodas, they turn out to be create a havoc in our body, and did the opposite of you think the diet soda is supposed to help you lose weight. What it does is it triggers and really causes you to eat more.
And they still have not concluded whether or not it has a negative or positive impact on your glucose. So they don't know the impact of diabetes. Well, they're saying they don't know the impact that it has on diabetes, but anything artificial, if it's not from the plant, it shouldn't go into your body. And it must be having some adverse effect on your body and your organs, because your body wasn't meant to process
garbage,
but chemicals that were manufactured.
Yes.
So let's put it that way. All right, Coach.
So, she mentioned one of them it has to cut out all the sweets. Yes.
So that's necessary. So hopefully that her journey is one that's going to take her into complete remission, or at least stabilize where she is. So we pray for her, and the other one, we pray for their health.
But yes, please invite them. One of the first things we change is you guys are having conversations.
Absolutely.
With folks. So.
All right. Listen, it has been our pleasure to bring this information to you on Inside Outside on Wellness Wednesday. I'm Coach Mitchell.
And I'm Coach Darren.
Listen, join us next Tuesday for the Power of Now, where we will maximize each moment. Because as we always say, if you don't start now, there will be no next. Have a
Absolutely.
great evening.
Good night.